And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Friendly Pug Group Tournament number 4, 2016, sponsored by Sprout Salad. Tonight, our stream will be hosted by Miss Brightness herself.
Hello.
And will be casted by me, Flo, and by Cygnus.
Hello, Cygnus.
Hello, everyone.
So let's go ahead and have a roster rundown. On Team Survivor, we have Prodigy Sim as the mentor. We have Striking Serenity, Ajax, and they are all specking, so I cannot figure out their fourth.
It's Prince.
Prince, thank you.
And then on the... Go ahead.
Would you like to do the affected rundown?
I'd love to. So on the affected side, we have Team Special Friends being mentored by Montclair. Oh no, sorry, it's Grim. Sorry, I haven't been I've been watching these guys, so please forgive me if I ever mess up on any of these accusations. So on Team Special Friends, we have Grim, we have Montclair, we have Luke, and we have Hydro. Sorry.
Pardon us, viewers, if we are a little kooky. We've been waiting about 2 hours for this match to finally start, and we are at the brink of beginning. And we have a 25% tank. This is almost an instant tank. They'll have to go out a little bit, probably towards 15 feet forward and just straight away in the hallway. I believe that's where a tank will spawn. They could either opt to save their infected hit when tank spawns, and possibly get a really good separation hit for the tank to commit, or they could just save the hit for tank to roll into the safe room. Cygnus, what do you think would be their best option in terms of infected hit?
It comes down to the tank's preference, but if it was me, I always like to have a horde coming in here just to have a bit of a buffer for damage. You know, if the horde's running in, then the survivors kind of have to pay more of attention. So ideally, you get the boom while the tank is committing, and they throw out the rest of the special infected when they start.
And we're going live right now. First round, first half of Swiss round 3 out of 4, with Team Breezy going first as Survivor. There's more going in, gets a snag, Boomer gets double boom, Hunter lands, and Charger gets about 1 scratch, and Boomer gets another scratch, and that will be the end of the first hit. Not that much damage, around 22.
Yeah, it's pretty close, and we already have the tank, like you said, about a few steps out of the safe from there, and it's already up. Opted not to save the Boomer, which will be interesting to see what they get for the SI and see what the tank decides to commit with. They are trying to move the chair into place, but tank probably won't let that happen, and, well, I think... What do you think? You wanted to go to an infected war room, Flo?
Yeah, let's go to an infected war room.
It's right there.
Jeez.
It's right at the stairs, Hydro. Just so you know.
Okay.
Ellis is ghosting right there watching.
Got 2 on the stairs right here.
Okay. Let's go for guns,
shotgun
guys.
and
SI go for gun.
Yep.
Alright, going right now. Okay. Go. Let's go in. Go for guns.
Tri-cap,
Wow.
you got it, dude.
Oh my god! Let's
Way
go!
to go, bro.
Oh yeah!
Good
3-0, let's go! Let's go.
And we're back from that infected war room.
Wow, they really set the pace with that tank. That was just beautiful. Pretty much textbook play, like, idea of what you want to do with that tank. Get that corner, and as soon as that last hit is coming out on that survivor to put him in down on the ground, rest of the SI are in there, they get the perfect dream 3-cap, and now they've just set the pace for how this game is going to be played. There's going to be a lot of pressure coming onto Breezy now to wipe with this tank, and if they don't, then Special Friends will have the lead.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough... This is a high-pressure situation right now for Team... Wait, yeah, it would be Team Breezy, correct. That would be... They're in a tough situation right now. There's a lot of pressure on them to get this wipe. If they don't get the wipe, they're going to be working on a uphill game the whole game, pretty much.
Yeah, because we are playing Dead Center, there's only going to be 4 maps. We are indeed playing the finale. So, winning the first map is a really nice buffer. It gives you that good confidence coming into the second map and the third map. It's just getting that good start is always a really great feeling, especially in competitive Left 4 Dead. So, this is a really good start for Special Friends, and this will probably help them go on to win the rest of the match. But we'll see. This is going to be a very close match. We forgot to mention this is between the 2nd and 4th place teams currently. Please, 2nd place being Team Breezy. So,
second half of the first round, we're going to see the same hits: Smoker, Charger, Hunter, and Boomer. Let's see if they opt to save it or if they're going to just get an early hit.
and we got Coach is doing pretty much textbook stuff here, just coming out cleaning all the common they can before starting the tank. This is ideally what you want to do if you want to be extra safe, making sure none of the survivors get clogged up and the tank's already spawning up. Smoker's gonna try and throw himself there, but a nice tongue cut coming out from Coach, and Al's actually getting himself stuck in the door. It was a pretty precarious position, but for the most part, SI just gonna come in here, try and get killed so they can get the next set of spawns coming in for this tank. And, well, why don't we go ahead and throw it over to Team Breezy's for him.
They didn't put the chair in place.
Sack,
Use it.
sack, smoke, then boom.
I'm in second though. State smoker.
Oh.
I noticed what the state smoker. State smoker.
You wanna go in?
Wait.
Tank?
Yeah, I have to go. I have to go.
On your back, on your back.
I got it.
Behind you.
Let's go.
With that.
If you finish that, you're good. Get Nick. One more. Oh, damn. NT.
And we're back. What a tank.
I mean, you said it. It looked pretty shaky there, but the tank was able to just, you know, keep punching, you know, weather the storm, and he managed to do a ton of damage there. It looked like he was going to die, and most of the survivors were still going to have about 75 health, but he did a lot with what little he had there. Really good tank played.
And also well played by survivors, able to actually withheld that storm of the infected flurry. Almost looked like it was going to be a wipe. But next hit coming with the Hunter landing, Charger doesn't get a slam, and then Smoker's going to set up for the next area. Just one last thing I would have probably done with that tank. Prince almost had a double had he timed that punch into the corner. I think he may have had to wipe that in there if he was able to land that double punch.
Yeah, and it's such a minuscule thing. Like, you don't really think about while you're doing it. You just kind of, you know, you're just trying to get the timing perfect, and you just could barely get it. So, still really well played. I actually see this hit coming in though.
And jockeying into the fire. Charger running through, gets a double, triple charge through the fire. Impressive Charger. Still getting another slam too.
I think that's where Dragon Force got the idea for that one song they did.
Through the fire and flames. It's based on a Charger running through fire.
Yeah, and he slammed through all of them. He'll carry on. Am I right? No, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Well, survivors are looking pretty beat right now. They might want to opt to take an in-cap on some people just so they don't get an in-cap outside. Still have one set of pills. If they down somebody and give it to him, he'll be at 80. He'll probably be able to be the human shield for everybody else.
Yeah, that might have been the smartest. But they're probably just going to opt to, oh, they're doing it now. This could be... Okay, so not open the door.
So Luke is going to take it to 55 health. Temp bleeding out.
You can tell that Spitter wasn't Prodigy Sim, because if it was Prodigy Sim, that Spit would have went all the way in the elevator.
I thought you were going to say if it was a Prodigy Spitter, it would have been like Kai pouncing. Those survivors managed to survive this last hit, and they are just struggling, trying to get as much distance as they can while staying together, which is brilliant play by survivors.
Yeah, they handle the hit pretty well, and they should. It's looking like they're gonna make it to the safe room unless Team Breezy can get a really good hit coming out of this. We'll have to wait and see. They do. It looks like they have a pretty nice hit, and they did down one of their teammates. So
Beautiful quad boom. This might be it if they could coordinate this hit properly. Smoke pulls one forward with the Charger scratching. Charger charges him into the death fire. Hunter gets shut down. Actually, he's not in that death fire. He's just barely out of it.
yeah, and if I may as well call it, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make it in the safe room here. All they have to do is survive this last hit, and there's not a lot of great spawns in this big lobby here. So survivors should be able to make it. They might take it down. Montclair's at 2 health.
Comes a smoker getting a smoke on Nick. Nick gets in cap. Jockey's gonna go for scratches. Gets that stopped and shut down. That's gonna bring Montclair to black and white along with Grim and Luke. Hydro's the only one with only one in cap. And here comes the next hit with a Charger. He's gonna go in solo, try to get some damage. The Spitter, and they actually make it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Luke playing the hero there, meeting the Charger face to face with his battle axe. So that was really well played by Team Special Friends. I gotta say, as someone who's played this game for a long time, and I haven't been as active in the past year playing Left 4 Dead anymore, and seeing these new faces, I wasn't so sure. Because I always assess, like, when I come into these games and I cast, I think in my head, who do I think's gonna win? And if I had to call it right out, right off the bat, I would have said Team Breezy. No contest. Like, I thought Team Breezy was just gonna, beat Mon and Graham and them to a pulp, and that was gonna be it. So that's what I was expecting. But coming out right away, Team Special Friends, they were like guns blazing. They did an excellent job on the first map, and that's a really nice buffer to have coming into map 2, 400 points. It's not as much as you want to have, but it's a really good start, especially at Dead Center, where the maps are a lot more valuable.
Absolutely, I definitely agree with that, especially considering that Team Special Friends was almost wiped from the safe room right then and there, just barely surviving that tank, and just barely surviving each and every hit, but they all managed to band together, protect each other, and make it to the end safe room.
Yeah.
But also, not to count Prodigy Sim out, this match isn't over just yet. He still has 3 more rounds and 3 more tanks on his team. With the pot 1 tank and Hydro being out of the picture, we'll see what the rest of the team's able to do with their tanks.
Yeah, I gotta say, if I was to really nitpick, the only thing I noticed that that wasn't perfect, and it actually maybe could have taken them to a wipe, was I'm actually sorry. Did you notice who was playing as tank for Team Breezy last round?
It was Prince.
Yeah, I thought it was Prince. So the only thing I noticed that he could have done just a tiny bit better, he got a good corner, which was the key part. You want to get that corner as soon as you possibly can. But the only thing that I noticed that he did debatably wrong was he went for someone who had a melee weapon, and in that safe room you always want to go for someone who has a gun because they can't swing on you. And I'm being hurt by this hit coming in.
Beautiful pull forward with the boomer spit separation. Nick getting out of the safe room, running through spit to get the clear. Beautiful clear on Alice. And a decent amount of damage going in. First hit.
Yeah, most of the damage coming from the free spit there. But yeah, in that dream situation, they actually maybe would have had a wipe if he had gotten a corner on someone who had a gun, instead of going for someone with a melee weapon. Which is debatable, because the melee weapons, they can wail on your back, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's what this game is. It's essentially a zombie strategy game. These little details, people don't really think about it, but they make huge differences. We have a smoke coming in solo in the back. Survivors all face him down. And it gets clear. We got a jockey separating behind him. Smoker distracting that jockey, and then a hunter getting skeeted through the fence with a boomer, getting a single solo boom. which ends their second hit. With this cycle, they're going to be getting a spitter 3-cap next hit. Guaranteed.
I kind of wish I had like sound effects I could play when like silly things happen, like when that hunter like messed up his pounce. I could have played a fail horn, like bum bum ba
Wah, wah.
Not
Next
to
hit
like,
is up with Smoker, Spitter, Hunter, and a Jockey right here at this choke. We got a lot of Horde coming in the back, so maybe the side will be able to capitalize off this, but the Survivor's actually doing the cement block jump, and then Coach gets cut off with the smoke, and the Jockey getting him to midair. Hunter got cleared, and Jockey got cleared.
that was actually a really cool organized attack. If you notice, Hunter tried to knock, I think it was Nick who was on the side there. He tried to knock him away so the Jockey could get a ride on him, but it just didn't pan out. The Survivors were nose to the grindstone. They were focused, and they managed to shut it down. But it was still a cool little attack they had planned out there.
Yeah, and if you notice the coordination of the Survivor team, actually just knowing what to do then there, rushing for that cement break to cross over, and we got the next hit, triple boom, Smoker going drop, getting a single smoke, gets, and Charger lands, and that's about it. Jockey's slowly crawling in.
Oh, there's another fail horn.
Classic Jockey.
That was pretty funny. I think he didn't know that you would get stuck back there, and he was just trying to get a sneaky spawn behind him. But that was pretty funny to see.
Yes, but that attests to the practice of Team Special Friends actually knowing for that cross on the choke to go back there. Had the Infected hit a little bit earlier, they might have got a really good choke hit. We got another double boom landing with the Spitter, Charger, Smoker. They might be able to do a smoke charge spit if they coordinate properly. Smoker up top, strafe across with the high roof, and then he might be able to pull last for a charge spit if they separate well enough. Oh, and he misses the tongue and a charger drop. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. And there's spit separation delaying front. Hunter gonna do solo 1v1 Ellis, but he falls. And we have a tank up in the hands of Prodigy Sim. Why don't we take this to Infected Worm, hear how Prodigy Sim plays his mentor tank.
Oh fuck, did I fuck this up? A little bit.
You can still get over, but
Yeah,
not
that's,
well, I
there
guess.
you go.
Come from behind?
I really hate this tank spot.
This is fine, are you guys ready?
No. Yeah.
do you
Fuck that!
Tell me about it. What am I doing?
Hey, I finally got a scratch. I should have charged him into the wall instead of way.
I like how they stopped shooting when we were throwing a rock. That was good manners.
He's coming for you.
You can't have me. Go for
Fuck!
go for a hit. ASAP.
Close.
Hello there. I barricaded myself on the roof with ample provision.
Oh,
I don't know.
fuck it.
And we're back from the Infected War with the Charger getting multi-charge. AI tank from Prodigy Sim. And it is dead. What would you have to say about that tank, Cygnus?
Not much. It's a pretty, hit or miss tank. Like, things can either go really well or they can go really bad, and the Survivors handled it pretty well. The Charger came from a not optimal position, and a lot of Survivors managed to stick together throughout that chaos. The tank, Prodigy's him at a really nice entry point, and he managed to cut off one of them, but they weren't set up to separate that one Survivor, so they weren't able to capitalize on it. The Survivors are looking pretty good right now.
We got almost a 2-cat with the Hunter, but Smoker got clear right before Hunter could land. Single boom. This probably won't be enough to delay them for the 4. Luke is gonna get the 4. The spitter is gonna delay though. Good spitter delay. Hopefully they'll buy enough time for another capper to get Luke, and there we go. Here comes that jockey, gonna get that. And Luke is
nice.
gonna go downstairs. He got the pour though, which was very heroic. Rest in peace, Luke. We'll never forget you.
You know, I would almost, at that point in time, you consider as the team captain, you're thinking, okay, do we push for points or do we go back and try to salvage this? And debatably, I think, honestly, if that was me there, I would have said, just go. And look at that. Almost a 3 cap coming out here. The spitter's going to come down and get a bunch of spit damage. Nick's going to go down. Or Alice, sorry.
Yeah. This is one of those fight or flight decision-making moments that is very crucial. Like, when it comes down to details, like, this is as detail-oriented as you get. This is like, you could have ran forward and kept all that bonus, or saved that one teammate.
And it sucks because it's a hard decision to make, right? Like, do I forsake my teammates for the better of the game, or, you know, what do you do? But that hit pretty much just got shut down.
And we have the witch up front. They had a pretty sizable bonus. They still do, but at the end of the day, they stayed together and protected each other and saved each other as the friendly pug group would be expected to. And a beautiful crown by Hydro. If they keep that bonus on Montclair, with this combined with the multiplier by saving Luke, this will actually be a really strong bonus.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much else to say. This hit's coming in, though.
And Nick, getting a little bit preoccupied with that smoker, gets jockeyed from behind. I think it's safe to say they just about made it. And in hindsight, that was probably the correct decision to save Luke. If there were 3 of them, they probably would have got 3 capped with that horde coming in.
There was a good possibility of them wiping there. That's the only thing I've considered, because they were going into an unfavorable position. And in the long run, they could have even lost more bonus, but it turned out good for them, so it was the right call. So, I mean, that's really all it comes down to.
I think either way, obviously it would have a possibility of good or bad. It just happened that the bad way, which was going to save Luke, turned out good, in my opinion.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I guess it's just the way I see things. It's like, if you make a call and it turns out well, that was the right call. Debatably, there were better things that you could have done, but it's all hindsight, right?
Mm-hmm. That smoker, or that jockey was preoccupied, so he would have only had to fight a smoker and a spitter, and probably one more capper, going forward into that witch. With minimal horde. So, a lot of variables, a lot of different ways it could have panned out. And we're going live in the second half of the second round with Team Breezy going in as Survivor with the boomer rocketing in, gets stuck on a ladder, it gets popped. We're going. Smoke going for the vintage pull, gets cleared along with the hunter and the spitter, and that's a shutdown, which almost no damage whatsoever. Only 6 points of damage taken by survivors.
Yeah, that was a classic mistake made by Grim there with the boomer. That always happens if you forget to hold spacebar down and the infected ladder's right there, so you hang on and then gives the survivors that extra second they need to get away from the door.
And the pull getting shut down before it could actually register, and along with the boomer and jockey and hunter, survivors doing phenomenal job shutting down this special infected.
And Team Breezy really stepping it up now, looking real clean after those first 2 attacks. The Special Friend's gonna have to kick up the tempo if they want to match the damage they were receiving on their survivors round.
And a lot of people don't actually realize it, but Left 4 Dead 2 is a mental game. Now that they're developing this tempo and this stride, towards victory with their survivor play, Infected is going to be a little bit insecure about how they're hitting, and they're going to, in turn, possibly hit weaker. Especially if they have that confidence as survivor.
Yeah, definitely morale plays a huge part in competitive Left 4 Dead, so...
Single boom landing off the snag. Here comes a free charge, getting triple. Uh-oh, and spit. And here comes the stumble and spit with the smoker.
Ooh.
That's a good hit from Infected right there. And a separation pull on Nick. Whew.
Yeah, it was definitely a dream hit there. It almost seemed like Nick should have taken a bit more damage there. I think the boomer knockback actually stopped him from taking even more damage, debatably. I'm not too sure. It kind of looked like an animation canceled and he got off sooner, but it's hard to tell. Either way, it was really good damage, and we should see this next hit coming up real quick.
Hunter looks like he's going to try to get on top of the building right here behind survivors. They have a Grim Hunter going for that 25 with the... Looks like the jockey set up below. Survivors playing it very cautiously, taking their time. They don't want to rush into this hit. They know hits are up. They know that they're going to hit in this area. With no one bleeding out, they are in no hurry. Jockey spawns up below. And probably trying to distract the hunter to land. But Coach sees the hunter. He just knows he's there.
Yeah, this is pretty normal. They're not bleeding like you said, so they don't really need to rush into anything.
Single boom lands with a smoke forward, and the hunter going for that 25. Coach sidesteps it. You got a jock landing in the back, and on a single boomer shell, then ends that hit. That was a very good sidestep by Ajax, knowing, you know, it's not always about the ski, it's about getting that kill on the hunter.
And that happens a lot with baits. You know, you try to make sure you try so hard to make sure you don't get pounds there from the 25 damage pounds, and even though it missed, you saw like the jockey did so much damage and distraction there. This charger actually tries to go in and get a bit of damage. I'm assuming he's going to be the tank. Boomer fails, Smoker manages to get a bit of damage in the back there, and the Spitter goes and tries to die. And the tank will be up in the hands of Montclair.
Should we go to Survivor or Infected Worm?
We went
So
infected.
I think, yeah, Infected.
Take it Infected.
That's fine.
Taking
Okay.
fucking buttloads of chip.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Stop stressing. There you go. That way.
Yeah?
You're gonna jump up on the go
This
far
thing here?
and jump up on there. Yeah. And then you're gonna rotate behind them and under them. There you go.
We're gonna help you out early, don't worry.
Yeah.
You're taking chip from piece. Okay.
That's fine. He knows. He knows.
Alright, I'm ready.
There's a
Can I
ladder.
take it?
There's you turn around. Turn around. There's a ladder.
Alright, dude. Alright. Alright, I'm going.
So get ready.
Wait, am I
Get
just
ready
to
help
wait?
him out.
Alright. I'm only on
Just
first.
go. Oh, you can go in.
Okay, here we go.
Help him out early. Let's go.
Nice.
No boom. Beautiful. Nice, smart.
Get him down.
Nice. Fuck me, dude. This is a terrible spot for a boomer. I'm just terrible. I'm sorry. That was a beautiful
It's alright.
tank. My bad.
And we are back.
I mean, all I really got to say about that is they really made something out of nothing with that tank. You know, he got chipped to all hell. But the survivors put themselves in a poor position. The charger got a really nice charge. Jockey had a perfect intercept, and they were able to do a lot of damage, even though they were in such a bad position.
The only thing that I would have seen differently is probably having that boomer land on the jockey and charge guy, getting a double boom at least, who never got to spawn in for tank.
Yeah, it was a pretty big mistake, but we'll see the next hit here and see if they can make something out of it.
Looks like they're planning to hit on the Cola. Gets dead stopped. Uh-oh, Shell got separated. Ooh. Clutch plays by Rochelle, dodging the Spitter and the Hunter while boomed.
Yeah, that could have ended up pretty bad. The
Like that
Hunter
Hunter
managed to get her around the corner, yeah. Everything turned out alright, so...
It was the right play.
Breezy will be sending, it looks like Coach will be going to put the cola in. Special Effective will have a pretty nice hit for this.
They have a full hit. Jockey, Hunter, Charger, Boomer gonna go in. Gets only a single boom. Gets stonewalled by Coach. Oh, and comes double boom. Nicola is still in play.
Yeah, that Boomer actually could have been huge if they knocked the cola away.
Here comes the rocket launcher by Whitaker.
We should really add into the mod where Whitaker like jumps out of his window and does the 360 rocket onto the... we actually
Yeah,
can't see him go for the
crown.
witch here, and oh, they missed!
Uh-oh, this will be pretty big. Ajax might actually die here. And it's gonna be a 3-cap, and it's a 3-cap.
Oh, beautiful.
And just like that, survivors are finished. This round is over. That bonus is gone. They're all dead.
And this really puts Breezy in a hard position. They really wanted to make that map and keep the point gap really close. Now there's only 2 more maps, so given they're fairly high scoring maps, so if things go well for them, they can really catch up, but...
Really questionable play by Ajax. They're drawing a witch with 3 survivors, kind of separated. Even if he did fail the witch in that circumstance, he did. They weren't even able to clear him because they were just too far away.
Yeah, it seemed like they were a bit frantic, you know. They just were trying to act too quickly, and had they had a bit more patience, it could have turned out a bit better for them. They were definitely not in a bad position per se. They had less health than Special Friends, but they weren't in a position where they needed to rush things, and it was definitely their downfall was missing that crown.
Big misplay in my book, I would say. But there's still 2 more rounds for them to make this comeback, and Team Special Friends going first on Survivor. We got the Smoker, Hunter, Boomer, Spitter going in, gets a Smoker separation. Hunter lands and spit, wall hoarded by that boom, and gets a decent amount of damage.
Spitter has a nice position to kind of slow down the survivors, give it the infected a bit of a buffer to get another hit sooner than they would rather. Sooner than they would normally anyway.
We have the Witch 30%, it should be around the next hit I think, and the tank at the event 73%.
Yeah, it's a pretty hit or miss tank. It'll be interesting to see how that ends up playing out.
Comes next hit, we have a Jockey distracting the back, Smoker gonna pull forward, Boomer is gonna get the multi-boom, and
Oh
the
my
Jockey
goodness.
separating. Hunter's still gonna get the cover on Nick. Oh, no, he gets clear before he can get the pounce. Ooh, big save by Nick right there.
There was the potential for that to be such a huge hit. That Boomer had a clutch spawn right behind the pillar. He was just narrowly in a spawn point. All the survivors were lined up behind it. A really nice boom, whoever that was. And then that Hunter just narrowly missed the intercept. That could have been
That would have been a 2-cap in
redonky tits amount of damage.
Redonky tits?
Yeah.
Alrighty. And we have next hit coming with Spitter, Boomer, Smoker, Charger with the Witch. This will be interesting.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Beautiful crown by Luke. Hydro gets charged, but no spit. Spit got picked.
How much do you want to bet that Luke shot that thinking she was a common? But he like played it off perfectly.
No, well, regardless, if you ask him, he'll say he knew it was a witch.
You know, like if you're like skating and you like trip on the ice, but you accidentally do a triple Salchow.
We got a smoke separating, but good cover by Rochelle. And they can take the drop safely.
And Special Friends looking pretty healthy right now. The Special Infected have a interesting hit for here. They have a Spitter and a Hunter Jockey, so they might even try and hit here. We'll see what happens.
Hunter spawns in a vent, gets shut down. We got a smoke jockey in the back. Wow, Hydra taking a lot of damage, but luckily he's not perma health like the rest of his team is. Or at least not anymore.
Yeah, he did have some solid health, but it's all but gone away now. Yeah, that hit was actually really cool to see. They shut down the Hunter pretty quickly, but the two in the back did quite a bit of damage.
Well,
And if the Hunter had landed, that could have been even worse for the survivors. But
I think the Hunter is distracting for that 2 cap. Just enough distraction for that smoker to land off the jockey land.
the interesting thing is now is they don't have a spitter and they have a boomer, which is debatably worse here when there's already a bunch of horde. It does help because the boomer does unlock like a higher horde count, so there will be more zombies. It's just debatably less effective than a spitter here.
And I noticed it's 3 Shadi, 1 Uzi setup for this event tank. Not sure how that's going to work out in their favor.
Oh,
Prodigy almost landing at 25. With the early boom. Still got a smoker and charger. Probably setting up on the second escalator. Gets a pull off and a multi-charge. Not going to be a death pull since there's another escalator there, but it's going to be a lot of damage.
I wasn't too surprised that no one died there, but I was kind of surprised that the charger didn't knock Rochelle off the escalator and into her death. Still tons of damage coming out though, and they do actually, Hydra gets a really nice pop on Prodigy Sim.
I think this is one of those points where you just want to run for distance. I don't think it's in their favor to try to fight his tank.
They can certainly try, but it's wishful thinking, I think, to survive at this point. I'm not sure if we saw that actually, but it looks like Ajax is actually lagging pretty bad there as his tank, but not that it really matters. All the survivors are down. Coach gets pulled into the fists of tank. And that's going to be all she wrote for the survivors. And it actually looks like Flo's disconnected, so I guess I'll have to sell this for a little while. Unless Brightness feels like talking.
Well, what did you think about that tank?
I think he did an excellent job. Not that he had much of a challenge in front of him. Survivor's pretty weak already.
Yeah.
Good job nonetheless.
Well, it was really only one hit. I mean, there was one critical hit in which the majority of them took a lot of damage, and that kind of spelled it out for their tank having to push. I can't remember which one that was, but I mean, for the majority of the map, they were pretty healthy. They only had one bleeding out. They just took one hit really poorly, and
it was the escalator hit when they got the nice double charge and the smoker hung someone off the edge. But yeah. Nice timing for Montclair to take a while to ready up. Flo's disconnected, but
I mean, this is definitely the map that Breezy could come back on now that the other team has wiped during that tank. I mean, you saw how well Special Friends took the majority of the map. If Breezy can take the majority of the map that well and a little bit better, take the tank pretty well, they could make it in a safe room. It's not impossible. This is their time to do it.
yeah, definitely this map. And even if they don't handle this map perfectly and they don't catch up, I mean, sorry, not catch up, but if they don't take the lead on this map, if they even make it close, that leaves the game entirely open to a finale win for either side, right? So we'll just have to see how things pan out and see how they handle this map.
Again, for the first hit, we have a Smoker, Boomer, Hunter, and Spitter. Boomer already got in, went in, got one boom. Hunter went in, got a nice bit on the hunt, and to pull all that separation. There's going to be a lot of damage going out on the striking.
Yeah, surprisingly, it actually took a lot of damage being dragged through that spit there. It took a while for the survivors to end up clearing him, but they will be able to move pretty quickly here. Looks like they won't be taking a special infected hit in this second level atrium here, but most likely going to be an escalator hit on the other side of the barrier.
I would say they're doing a slightly better job of pushing forward. Oh, we got a 2-boom in the back. That might trigger the rest of the hit going out, and we have a jockey hunter looking to make their way, and a smoker. All of it more or less getting shut down by Breezy. Pretty good take, considering that 2 people were boomed.
Yeah, that was pretty well handled by Breezy. The SI didn't really get the jump on them, so Breezy may even be able to take the switch here if they're feeling frisky.
And it looks like they are. It looks like Nick is rushing for her, going for a draw crown. Great crown by striking.
Doing a really nice job here.
They have a pretty good momentum. They push up the escalator more or less no problem. Although they're about in the same position that Special Friends was at this point in the map. They have one with a semi-permanent health, one bleeding out. This hit goes in. Charger whiffs on nothing, or whiffs in general. Gives a lot of punches onto Rochelle though. Great pull and charge combo. Shout out to Grandma. Fuck you.
I agree. Fuck you, Grandma. Anyway.
A lot of damage going out on that hit.
I'm sorry. I'm finding it really hard to focus with Grim's voice clips he keeps playing. Keeps throwing me off, but...
Oh, I have everything muted.
Yeah, I think you should be playing it. Should see a nice hit coming out here, though.
Yeah, we have a boom and a spit. Not anything that the survivors can back up from. They did a great job of pressing their S key on that hit. Very well played.
I think you can definitely tell Prodigy Sim's like leading them here because he has a very definitive way of playing the game. When especially when you're approaching dangerous areas, he will usually take them pretty slow to try and make sure that they don't run into something they're not really ready for. And when they want to, when they know they can make something, they will rush for it and take basically a no fear approach to it, knowing that SI won't have time to properly set up.
They do get a 1 boom, which looks kind of like a sack for this next choke point. They have a smoker and charger set up for this hit, and that's it. Smoker is looking to get a good pull. Not connecting though.
You know, and as I said earlier, they're taking this really slow. Oh, Prodigy Sim didn't account for being pushed off the escalator by his teammates, so this could get ugly really fast if the survivors don't take this properly.
Boomer drops in, manages to get a boom on the Prodigy. Kind of insult to injury at this point for him. Lands on the escalator, delaying the pickup even further.
And surprisingly, they don't act on this. At least, maybe the smoker actually missed, because I did see him try to pull, but he didn't really get anything, so possibly just a whiff, but the survivor's not in such a bad position anymore. Scaring the charger away, the charger actually not even going for anything, and the smoker's still not able to get anything. We'll find Rochelle after the charger lands.
Yeah, great clearing by Rochelle. Narrowly avoiding a 2-cap. There's a cap down at the bottom by a hunter. A hunter escaped? Yeah, a hunter escaped with his life. And that being said, they have no pills and an in-cap on striking with the tank coming up. I think the tank is probably going to be able to roll in, similar to how the last tank rolled in.
Yeah, this is by no means a healthy survivor group looking to fight this tank. So we'll see how they end up taking this. Oh my god, a really nice charge. They still haven't gotten Nick up, and like you said, Luke's just rolling in here.
Yeah, I mean, the survivors, they're advantage was really the amount of distance that the tank had to take in order to roll in. But they did not capitalize on it. They didn't shoot the tank at all. The tank is super healthy. And the 2-boom goes out. Welcome back, Flo.
Well, how nice of you to join us.
I know, right?
Not the comeback that Breezy's looking for.
Definitely not. I mean, they looked a bit more solid after the first 2 hits than Special Friends were, but it was like that on the second map too, and things just kind of fell apart once they got to the later points, and they took a hit after the escalator that was especially bad, and it pretty much set them up for failure on the tank. Prince is still alive though, and actually getting some running distance points. We'll see if this will really take them anywhere. There's a smoker behind him, but he didn't close the door, so...
I mean, honestly, any little bit helps at this point going into finale. This map in particular only has 4 maps, so as much as he can make before dying.
Yep, so basically dream situation here. At least dream situation for Breezy. They wipe them on this first tank and then they make it all the way through the finale. This is how they win ideally. If things go bad for them, they can still make it up on a really good survivor half of this finale, but it's looking grim if they don't wipe them with this first tank. Special Friends has built up a nice solid base of points here, where they can fail on their survivor side and it won't matter as long as they wipe their opponent's survivor side. It's definitely within the realm of possibility though for Breezy to come back as long as they have a really solid round.
Yeah, they're gonna
All
need
2
to
rounds.
They're gonna need to start pulling out the miracle plays right about now. As a legendary hit would say, don't start trying until map 4. You have the hunter landing with a charge and spit, with a jockey getting the god frames, and its bitter is shut down. Decent hit.
That's a nice hit coming out of the safe from there. You're not always gonna get a bunch of damage coming out there. It's a nice little 30 damage on a Luke there. Now this is interesting because this witch it's not always handled the same way. There's a general idea what you want to do, but not all the teams approach it the same way. So we'll have to see how it ends up turning out for the survivors. Honestly, it usually ends up in her killing, at least downing one person, but some teams know the secret.
Just by the positioning of Hydra, I think he's just gonna run out there and shoot her, get a quick crown. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What a crown.
Whoa! That was really cool.
That was.
I'm not sure if everyone saw that, but basically they lit the can, which lit the witch, and when the witch is on fire, she'll walk slower, and that gave them enough time for them to swing at her with melee weapons and kill her that way. While she changed the person who was in the back of the elevator. That was actually really cool. I liked how that was handled.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, when the witch gets lit on fire, whoever lights her on fire will be her new target. Am I correct?
Yeah, I believe that is true.
And it was actually Hydra who lit her on fire, which was the person drawing her, which was probably their best possible outcome.
Anyway.
Or rooms?
I think we may as well go over to Infected. We're not going to hear much on the survivor side, I don't think.
Good escape.
Coming over for the commit.
Yeah, let's see about getting a big old boomer on this.
Alright, I'm gonna drop down onto Luke.
Nice. We need that boom. Nice, 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 nice. 3 boom, 3 boom. I'll cover your pull, whatever pull, but we gotta go now. We gotta go now.
And we're back.
Well, that was quite the interesting tank.
I mean, there's not much else to say. I think Striking thought he had a really good entry point there, and he did. He got the first punch off, which is what you want for a drop tank. But he didn't have a great follow-up, so it kind of led to his untimely demise. He did get some damage, but it wasn't the amount of damage you want off that first tank. Definitely not.
Yeah, it seemed to me it was more of like a game of who could attack Luke the most during tank. With him
Yeah.
being punched, then try to get charged, then smoked. And a triple charge.
He's a really nice charge there. Completely solo, too.
That would have been perfect if it was a spitter there.
Woo!
Grim trying to pour well on fire. Not gonna work.
I see this special infected practice there, doggy piling for this match.
And Nick burning a can. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but looked like Grim drew a can and then Luke burned it by accident.
This is a pretty messy play coming out. I'm not gonna lie. This charger will get a bit of damage onto Ellis here.
Not the ideal scenario you'd want to be in, going into about a minute after tank, only getting 3 cans in.
Yeah, they definitely want to build up some more points so they can buffer that potential victory they have going on here.
Hunter going for a solo on Nick. Nope, just distracting. And last tank for Team Breezy is gonna go to Prince, which was originally the first tank. Take it to an infected war.
I think so.
By the way, the more we get boomed on, the less time, the longer it'll take for the second take to spawn because of the horde.
Yep. Let's be ready to go in on that generator. Takes you a while to fall too, so go. Nice job, nice job. Oh my god. They're pouring hard, lol.
Balls.
God, this is so troll. I'm sorry. Nice punch.
This game.
Questionable though.
And we're back.
And I believe that'll probably be the last tank for the infected. Survivors just about done pouring cans.
A bit more than halfway, so we'll have to see. They still have the 3rd level to go, which is usually the hardest one. We'll see if the special infected will be able to wipe them before they're able to get the 3rd level cans.
And as this being a scavenge style finale, ideally what you want to do is burn cans while they pour. But 2 cap and spit up top looks to work out really well. With the charger separating on Luke on the bottom, ooh, it's a lot of separation going on here.
And the special friends slowly falling apart here. Not sure if they're going to be able to make it through all the 3rd level cans, but they'll certainly try and get as many as they can before dying. It's pretty much a given at this point. I mean, they don't have any pills. They're all about get up health, 30 health and dropping.
Oh, to burn on floor 3 cans, that's brutal. With the jockey 2 cap, that's gonna be it, I think. It's gonna be at least 2 dead.
Yeah, there's no other survivors to throw cans to. Oh, what's smoke
Rocket. Rocket insta smoke.
almost landing the head smoke.
Head smoke is legendary. One only dreams of the head smoke.
It's kind of like the solar eclipse. It only happens like
In pubs. Oh, Hunter getting dead stopped and shut down by Nick.
I mean, not much else to say at this point. Survivors are pretty much dead. Whoever's holding them both, and Nick dies by his own means. Doesn't want to be eaten by the zombies. Breaks his legs. And that'll give Team Special Friends 2,287 points total.
I think that's a pretty strong lead going into the last half of the round of map 4 of Dead Center.
And really what that means is that if Breezy is to win this game, they have to make the entire finale with about 400 health bonus. 437 health bonus.
Which is...
That's their win condition right now. Which isn't... It's definitely in the realm of possibility. But this map is pretty difficult. So we'll have to see what they can really do.
In terms of probability, I'm not gonna hold my breath.
What are our chances of survival? Believe 33.3, repeating of course.
We have Hunter, Spitter, Jockey, and Charger, one of the most brutal hits in this little area. Looks like they may be just holding for the next straightaway hallway hit. Probably a smoke forward. No, there's no smoker. Probably Jockey forward, Charger, Hunter up here.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, what a hit!
Breezy was not expecting this.
I've never seen that kind of hit before. That was really well done.
You know, it's actually funny. That is more reminiscent of the earlier days of competitive Left 4 Dead. That was pretty much the hit. That was the hit everyone did. Not the early like bathroom hits, which are pretty normal though. They would try to like pull someone through that door, but instead they used the jockey this time, and yeah, they actually got a ton of damage. You saw it, and the Charger got a really nice hit from all the way in the back.
Yeah, that was pretty old school. The Hunter distracting, and then the charge in the back, and then Rochelle turned around for a second, gets jockeyed into that charge spit. Now they gotta do a switch. Let's see how they take it. I don't know if the luck will be on their side, as it was for Hydra's draw crown.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they take the same approach. Looks like they're going no fear, and wow, striking, getting a really nice crown there.
That was beautiful. I saw that from first person. He got stumbled into a shot into the witch.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a prettier crown.
Nick with hands of steel.
He's trying to push around these gas cans.
He's trying to like punch one out of play, I guess.
That's cheating, Grim. You're not allowed to do that.
-1 round completion, and you probably saw that from HS top. Let's take this to an infected war room.
Oh, I missed. Help me right about now. Alright. Now. Oh!
Sorry, dude, I took your target.
It's okay.
Prodigy's on 2 on fleek.
Oh my god. That's no damages tank. That's embarrassing.
It's fun. Nice rock.
No, it's not. Oh my god. That was so shit, dude.
And we're back.
Interesting strategy by Grim right there.
I think it almost seemed like he was going more for style points than he was trying to do damage to the survivors, but he did do a fair amount of damage. It was for the more or less point more or less alone anyway. So actually lighting the can there was one of the survivors. So not a really great shot there by any means, but they still have 2, so they will get 3 cans in here.
Montclair saving that Spitter. Looks like he's just gonna go for burns straight up.
I'm sorry.
Ajax going for the top can pour. Pro strategy right there, scavenge style. You guys jump on top of the car and pour cans into the car, even if there's spit there.
Yeah. Actually,
oh, a can falls into the spit. Rochelle saves it. Good save.
if you've played against or with Prodigy Sim before, you know that he's actually very good at the scavenge style maps. I'm not sure if he has a history in scavenge. Actually, one of the survivors is completely separated. Coach being pounded on the ground at the opening to the mall, just about. And the Boomer getting a proxy boom on the 2 that just went down.
Yeah, at this point it's just about survival, I think. They're looking like might not be enough health Only last sliver of health is on striking serenity. But in the spirit of TFPG, always give it your all till the end.
You got a pretty nice hit coming out here, and actually a nice little bounce around there by the hunter, but just about being shot out of the sky in his efforts there.
Smoker speed climbing up to the ladder, which Jockey going in. Jockey doing short pounces, gets M2'd and killed, while the hunter's falling off the glass and gets killed on recharge. Beautiful smoke though. The gravity smoke. Looks like they're gonna start running third floor cans. Montclair still holding its bit. If he gets the burn on third floor cans, it'll be a hard reset for them.
They're actually pretty separated here. They should know that the SI have spawns here, and well, it could have ended pretty poorly, but they are saving the spitter scavenge style to try and burn the cans.
Ooh, beautiful charge by Hydro. And those two cans stacked next to each other are third floor. If those get burned, it's gonna be a hard reset. Oh, and a nice bunny hop boom into a Roxy single. And we got a tank up in the hands of Montclair. And will be the final tank of this game, I believe. So let's just go ahead and take it into affected war and see how they want to play this.
Go for Ellis and shit.
Alright.
I'll help you out right away.
Cans.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Good job. Good game.
Nice, good job. Good game. 3 and dome.
Ooh,
Lol.
that whiff.
Free charge.
GG guys.
Yep. And we're back.
And that is GG, ladies and gentlemen, with your final scores being 2,287 for Team Special Friends and 1582 for Team Breezy. Grimm's team taking a win over Prodigy Sims' team. And it was a pretty close game through and through.
Yeah, I think for the most part, the defining maps were the first map and the third map. Second map was pretty even. Special Friends took a lead on every map. But second one would probably have been the closest. And actually, the fourth map, they actually got further than Special Friends, but because they did so poorly on the previous three maps, they weren't able to get enough points to make up for it, so Special Friends did a better job overall, and they just generally had a more solid game than Breezy did.
On the same note, I think Prodigy Sims' team did pretty decent, especially on round 2, but there were just some, little tiny mistakes that happened that just had too much of a avalanche effect, causing their survivor plays to go downhill really fast. But overall, they had pretty standard, decent plays in terms of awareness, shutdowns, at least going into before the event.
Yep, and there's a lot to say about how they were playing. It was like you said, they were really trying until the bitter end there. You saw them, they were pouring cans while their teammates were being punched in the face by the tank. They knew they were already dead, but they knew that if they got enough cans in, there was a chance for them to win. So there's something you can admire about that unwillingness to give up.
Absolutely, definitely agree with that.
It's really cool to see, especially when it kind of seems like it's one-sided. But I mean, in reality, it was a lot closer than it looked. Because most of the time when Breezy ended up dying, it was because of one hit or two hits. Because there weren't a whole lot of holes in their play. It would always just be that one hit or those two hits that really did them in.
I agree, definitely. And that really attests to the pretty much continuousness of the fierceness you need to have as infected. You need to always go into this mindset where you're gonna get this wipe right here in this hit. That's where you ideally get these really strong hits coming in, Because in theory, you could pretty much, depending on which setup you have, but if you have a Boomer 3 cap, you could really get some hardcore separation that could cause a wipe. And those are the kind of mentality you want to have as infected.
Yeah. I think the key map for me was definitely map 1 though. Cuz if Breezy had done well on map 1, they actually probably would have ended up winning. Because the point gaps weren't so huge in the second and third maps. And even the fourth map they ended up doing better. But it was just that map 1, those 400 points that pretty much put them in their grave. And they weren't able to ever overcome that. So I think that was the map for me. And Special Friends, they had like that perfect tank. The tri-cap, it was like dream hit in that safe room. Dead center 1, that's how you imagine it in your mind when you're making a frag video.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's just about those little mistakes. It piled up and it just became too far gone at one point.
And that's pretty much all there is to it. But yeah, that was a great game. I had a lot of fun casting it, and I think that's gonna be it for us, eh?
Yeah, I had a great time casting it with you guys also, and well, hand it off to Brightness to close up her stream.
I think there's a bunch of matches still happening for the TFPG tournament tomorrow. I don't know their times, but I think there's a few later in the day, like around this time. I guess maybe more like 10 o'clock. So yeah, you can check out the TFPG forums to look at the time schedules for those, for your favorite teams, whatever team that may be. You can take a look and see what time they're going to play on the TFPG forums. Thank you, Flo and Cygnus, for casting. Thank you guys for watching. It was a great match, and we will see you later.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys.